When you crop in Lightroom, you actually have the ability to have different overlays which are set on top of the area that you're cropping. And here you can see the different overlays that we have access to inside of Lightroom. And the interesting thing about these is that they really reinforce this idea that cropping is much more about composure than it is about making a simple little change. Well, let's take a look at how these overlays actually work. If you navigate to the crop folder, you can go ahead and select this image here. It's a photograph of someone I admire deeply. This is Russell Brown. He's one of the senior creative directors at Adobe. Super smart guy, really intelligent, really fun. All right, well, let's go ahead and navigate to the crop tool. And we'll do that by pressing the R key. Now that we've selected the crop tool, you can see that there's an overlay on top of the photograph. And one of the things that I notice is that this image isn't level. So I want to go ahead and use our leveling technique. Press Command key on a Mac, Control key on a PC, and then go ahead and click and drag on something that should be level. In this case, I'm assuming these letters here in the background should be relatively level. All right, well, the image is already much better. Well, how can I work with these overlays? Well, you can press the O key in order to toggle through the different image overlays. And these overlays are really interesting. One of the things that you'll discover is that certain overlays will be oriented one particular way, like this one. If you want to flip this or alternate it, you press Shift-O so you can look at it the other way. And then with this one, which is based on the golden mean, press Shift-O, and again, you can view this in different contexts. And what this can help us do is begin to define particular areas where it might be interesting to put subject matter. We can use this overlay to evaluate a particular crop. And again, the O key takes us through a number of different options here. All right, well, let's say with this option, I say, well, it might be kind of interesting to get that light bulb really close to this intersecting point right here, which is based on the rule of thirds, in order to create a little bit more dynamic frame. Or maybe I want it about the hand there, then the light bulb's just above that. And that could be kind of interesting. Well, how else can we deal with these overlays? Well, what we can do is you notice in the toolbar, you have different tool overlay options. Well, you can change these really easily by pressing the H key. Think of H as in hide. When I press the H key, it toggles back and forth between always, showing that overlay, and then never. There's also another option here, which I really like to use. It's called auto. And what auto does is it turns off the overlay until you hover over this and then click and reposition. Hover off or let go or unclick, and here you can see it's gone. And I like this because while I see the overlay and kind of get into the overlay and how that directs my eye and whatnot, the user isn't going to see it. So eventually, we need to be able to turn this off, whether by that shortcut, which is the H key, toggling between always and never, or by choosing one of these options, like auto, where we can manually turn this on and off as we're working. All right, well, once we've determined the particular crop, again, all that we need to do is double click in order to apply that. And here we can evaluate if the image actually looks better or not.